So hello everybody. As all of you know by now, the permission has been given for us to gather once again in the churches at a third capacity. And so I thought before we see you in the church this coming weekend that I would do a little videotape to show you what to expect once you get here. Although we're doing this video recording here at St. Casimir, it holds true for the same over at St. Elizabeth's because the setup is exactly the same. So let me begin by just telling you what the Mass schedule will be. As we begin to regather, we're going to start with an 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock Mass here at St. Casimir on Sunday morning, and an 11:15 Mass over at St. Elizabeth. Should you wish to go to the Sacrament of Reconciliation, we're going to ask that you please do so by appointment. And then if we see that more people are comfortable coming back, we'll put the 5 o'clock Masses in again on Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you do not feel comfortable coming back just yet, please know that we're going to continue to record the Masses ahead of time so that you can watch it on Facebook or on YouTube on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. So again, the obligation to return is not in vogue right now. So if you feel safer coming home, please do so. So if you do plan on coming, this Sunday, we're going to ask that you do a couple of things before you get here. We ask that you please take your temperature, and if you are not feeling well, we ask that you please refrain from joining us here in the church, and then please come back when you are feeling better. However, should you want to come back this Sunday, we ask that you please bring with you a face mask, and that you keep social distancing at all times. So there's 2 requirements for you to come back into the church: a face mask worn at all times, as well as the social distancing. And you'll see that the church has been marked off so that we can do that. So now we're going to come into the church. You'll see as we enter into the portico here that all of the doors of the church will be opened. Again, the less things that you touch, the better it will be for your safety and for ours. So the doors of the church on the outside are open, and then we'll go into the church. And as you enter into the vestibule, you're going to notice that we have hand sanitizer here on this side and on this side of the doors. We ask that you take some and sanitize your hands before you enter the church. And then if you need to use the bathrooms, there's marking on the carpet to keep safe distancing. Again, all hard surfaces in the bathroom, we ask that you please just sanitize as best as you can before you leave, and perhaps use a paper towel before you use the doorknob when you're exiting, and throw the towel away. I know many of you like to light a candle when you come to church on Sunday, and so we have a table set off to the left over here in the vestibule, where you can put the name and the intention that you want that candle lit for in an envelope. And there are disposable pencils, so after you write the name on the envelope, you can then just throw the pencil away. And then a staff member will light that candle on Sunday evening, and it will burn all week for the person's intention, okay? And so now we'll move a little bit more into the church. We're always used to taking some holy water and blessing ourselves to remind us of the day on which we were baptized. We are not going to be using the holy water fonts for the foreseeable future, so that's a little bit of a change for you as well. Then when you come into the body of the church, you are used to being met by our greeters. There will be greeters here to be with you, but they will not be handing you a missalette or a songbook, as we will not be singing during the Mass at this time for the foreseeable future as well. The ushers and the greeters are here to answer any questions that you might have. Again, we're trying to do everything as safely for your protection, for ours, as we can. So we'll move into the church. You will notice that the candles, the votive candles, are covered. Again, the less objects that you touch, the better it is for your safety and for ours. You will notice at the end of each of the aisles, we've placed the collection baskets, as there will be no offertory procession during the Mass. So we will have the baskets at the end of the aisles for you to put your contribution in. And then as we move into the body of the church, you'll notice again that the aisle has been marked with 6-foot distance between each person. We ask that you maintain that at all times. And you will see that the pews are also marked with painter's tape. We ask that if you're coming as a couple, that you sit on this side of the church, the Sacred Heart side, If you're married, you can sit together. That's fine. If you're single, you could sit by yourself, as long as your back is to the tape. And we've marked off this side of the church, the Blessed Mother side of the church, with a little bit more distance for families. So if you're coming as a family, 3 people or more, we ask that you please just sit where the tape is, and you'll be socially distanced because we've measured ahead of time. So as we come down to the front of the church, you're going to notice that the fans will be on, the windows will be open. As you know, we don't have air conditioning, but that works to our benefit here because the air will continue to circulate, and that is a good thing. So it's every other pew has been marked off where you can sit. Again, we ask that you just keep your back to one of the pieces of the painter's tape. And then when it comes time for Holy Communion, we'll be doing something a little bit different. Myself, and if the deacon is with me, we will receive Holy Communion. And then we were going to say a quiet prayer of thanksgiving for ourselves. And then we're going to do the closing prayer for the Mass. And then myself or Father Andy will give the final blessing. And then we're going to ask people to come up to receive Holy Communion by the center aisle. And again, please maintain that 6-foot distance between each of you. And when you get to the front, you're going to see that there are 2 tables set up on either side of the center aisle. And these tables are set here because we're going to be giving you Holy Communion from behind them. So we're going to ask that everyone please receive communion in the hand and not on the tongue for the foreseeable future. There's hand sanitizer on each of the tables. Should we need to stop at any point to sanitize our hands, we will do so. So we ask that you come to either myself or Father Andy, receive Holy Communion, remove your mask, consume the host, put the mask back on. And then after you receive communion, you do not need to return to your pew, but you can exit the church by way of the side aisles. So come up the center, receive communion, and then you can exit the church by means of the side aisle. So things are going to be a little bit different when you return, but we hope that this little videotape ahead of time will give you an idea of what to expect before you return. Again, there is no pressure. If you do not feel like you want to return at this time, continue to participate in the Mass from your homes. But when you do come back, please know that we are ready for you, and we want to keep things as safe for you, for Father Andy and the pastoral staff as we can. So God bless you. We look forward to seeing you either this Sunday or in the Sundays to come. And again, if we see that more people are coming, we'll take a look at those 5 p.m. liturgies for the future. So God bless you and stay safe.